With the latest big update for No Man's Sky, people rejoice from across the gaming landscape about a redemption story. One of a developer that wronged the entire planet with false promises that has come to its senses and finally gave everyone what they wanted. In reality, the situation is about a growing outrage culture that took down a game and has backtracked, deciding to celebrate hard work. No Man's Sky is not a fundamentally different game than it was when it came out in 2016. It's still a game where you run around collecting resources to stay alive and wait for your spaceship to load new areas. The game is actually more cumbersome in its current state than it was before. An example would be fueling your spaceship. Back in 2016, you would find plutonium around the planet and plop it into your gas tank, allowing you to explore the stars. Now, you have to find 2 different resources and use them to craft 2 items before you can fly off planet. Should you buy it? Was it fun? Questions that a review should probably answer, though the answers come with conditional statements in this case. To understand if No Man's Sky is for you, ask yourself a question. Do you like survival games? No Man's Sky has more in common with survival games than space sims or walking simulators. It is through and through a survival game, probably the best one out there actually. It brings to the genre a space setting, exploration on a massive scale, and tons of side activities, one of which is a main quest campaign to tell a story. The campaign is optional. There are actually 3 different modes to select from when you first start a game. The other 2 modes include a creative mode and a more difficult survival mode. Since it was my first time playing, I decided to go with the campaign. It holds your hand for the first 2 hours, guiding you through the process to fix your gear and collect the necessary resources to live. It acted like a tutorial, which is definitely needed for new players. I quickly found most of the similarities to other survival games though here. Instead of finding food to keep a health bar or stamina bar up, you needed to collect oxygen for your life support systems. Instead of crafting tools to harvest materials, you needed to collect carbon to power your mining laser. It's that constant gameplay loop of making sure you have enough resources to do the next thing. Where the game really shines is in its exploration. Survival games have you roam across the map to find resources, not emphasizing the act of exploration and discovery. The game that comes the closest to giving you that feeling is Minecraft. Since you can only obtain certain materials from different biomes, the game actively makes you want to explore. No Man's Sky does this on a much bigger scale. Instead of looking for a different area on the map, you have to go to a completely different planet to find things. So while all planets have blue crystals and rocks, not all have copper or other hard-to-find materials. It's like stumbling across a really cool structure in Minecraft, only in No Man's Sky, it's like traveling to 6 different solar systems to find cactus. You're always traveling in No Man's Sky. Yes, you can build a base and research new technology, but the game is always pushing you to explore and find new things. This is especially true for the campaign quests. Now, the story that accompanies these quests are nothing to write home about, but the fact that there is a driving force in the game, forcing players to do things and go places they might not have done on their own is really cool, especially since the game suffers from what all other survival games suffer from, needing to look at a wiki. Think about it. Pretty much every survival game requires the players to look up crafting recipes or ways to get resources because the games themselves don't tell you. I personally have a link to a Google spreadsheet someone put up on Reddit for all the different ways to make materials in No Man's Sky. Survival games have an inevitable quality of needing to look at outside materials. If I like a game enough, I don't really care that I have to do this, but other people might not like it, and if they don't, that means they don't like survival games, and I've made it pretty clear that No Man's Sky is very much one of those. I know that there is now co-op in the game, but I don't know anyone else who has the game, and the only one time a random person joined my game, they left after 3 minutes anyways. So I really enjoy No Man's Sky. I want to see it through to the end, even though it has been a little over a month. I am 58 hours in. I got the game for $30 and was happy paying that price. I have heard a lot of people say that the $60 is also worth it for the amount of time I have put into the game. I would agree. No Man's Sky is definitely a better game than I thought it would be. Huge props to Hello Games for sticking with the game and continually supporting it with free content.